All right, speed gaming fans, good morning. We've got Final Fantasy Randomizer on tap. Who needs Saturday morning cartoons when you've got FFR? Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? In our match today, we've got a round of 16 match. This is game one, I believe, today. We've got budgemano on our left-hand side. He is our experienced racer here. He's been around for a hot minute here and is, our stalwart community member. On the other hand here, we've got Felissan? Felissan? Ooh, I should have checked on how to say that in the beginning, shouldn't I? But Felissan over here on the right-hand side, she is a newer racer. This is their first winter tournament this year, but has had outstanding results so far, really bringing the competition up a notch. So we are super excited to have that for you this morning. I am Solario Rex, and I'm joined in the booth today by the one, the only Mechlin. How's it going today, man?
It's going all right. It's a little early, but that's okay because this is a winter tournament matchup that I do not want to miss out on. So I'm here. I'm happy to be here to talk to all of you fine folks. And this should be a very exciting matchup.
Fantastic. Well, we've got our kickoff here. We've got the Thief and the Red Mage were our forced. Looks like we've got budgemano going Thief, Red Mage, Black Mage. Looks like we've got Felissan going Thief, Red Mage, and not picking up anything in that fourth slot. Maybe holding out hope for something else coming up in the Tavern Keepers, or maybe just looking to two-man it. We might have the Thief, Red Mage solo strats going on here.
I have just a sneaky suspicion that Felissan is going to two-man this run with a Thief Red Mage. She's a very aggressive runner. She's very good with I can't think of the word. She's really good with low band parties, from what I've seen.
Got those two-man strats on tap.
Yeah, I do remember back in Fall League. She had also pioneered the idea with the frac strats for her teammate for one of the weeks where it was a rather difficult event week, and she had gone all mages to utilize Exfer and quick kills and did very well with it. But I do know that she does enjoy some interesting parties. So this will be neat to see, a Thief Red Mage. Hopefully magic pans out for her.
All right. Well, it looks like we're going to get kicked off in just a second here. I think we've got a few minutes left on the clock before our racers take off here. We are in a little bit of a delay, so we'll be seeing things a little bit later than the racers are actually experiencing them, but that's par for winter tournament. Let's jump into the flags a little bit today. So we are in our round of 16 now. We do have flags that progress as we march our way through the tournament. So when it comes to the round of 16, what are we looking at different today?
So round of 16, we are increasing our scaling on our bosses and enemies. So enemies can scale from 90% to 140% stats, and then our bosses will have 130 up to 180%, which is 10% more than before. And our HP is scaled between 160 and 180%. So there's going to be some pretty thick bosses to get through.
Nice.
As well, we have increased the gap on the weapon and armor blessings to +1 to +5, which has slowly been increasing as the tournament has been unrolling. And then we also have the River to Melmond, which can introduce some really weird scenarios where logic must force you to go over to visit the Melmond continent to progress outside of the inner sea, which is very odd to see. Canal early.
Yeah, so that the River to Melmond flag is something that we brought into the tournament as a part of the round of 32. It's sticking around. It's going to be here the rest of the tournament. It essentially allows our runners to access the Ruby turn-in and the Rod turn-in once they have the canoe without getting the ship or the canal. It's a very interesting, or it leads to some very interesting scenarios, having to take a canoe into Volcano to get a rod that then they need to go dive into Earth before even getting the canal or maybe even the ship. So it leads us to some fantastic scenarios. One of the things about this tournament that has been that I've found recently, I guess, is that these River to Melmond kind of flags can have the tendency to be a little bit linear in the beginning. So it's going to be really interesting to see how the execution of the potential linearity of the seed pans out. We also could end up with ship, canal, and, you know, maybe floater immediately and just have the seed busted wide open. But, you know, that's the excitement of a randomizer, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of floater there, so for those of you who have not watched any of the winter tournaments thus far, we do have a nifty little flag on called Airboat, which allows us to access the airship without needing access to the Ryukun dock. Once we have the ship and the floater in hand, we can hop on the ship and press A, and we will instantly be in the air and have access to the rest of the world. So we can see some interesting scenarios where Canal could end up inside of Sea Shrine. Could just be a useless key item, but not part of progression at all. Just kind of more of a filler item.
Everybody get your womp womps ready for that scenario. It is also notable that the skyboat, that's what we call it, right? Skyboat can land anywhere on the water as well. So if we need to get to our Castle of Ordeals, you can land back on the water and pull right in there with the canoe. So that's also a fantastic use case there. Love to see that. Hopefully that pops up. I think we're going to pop off here in just a second.
Did we talk about blessings at all?
Nope, let's dive right in.
Yeah, blessings are kind of meh, to be honest. I don't see anything too exciting. The Thief does come with equipped axe. That gives us a little bit more access to weapons early on. That Red Mage does have hurt undead, so if you want to stick a sword on that Red Mage, we can do a little bit of damage to some of the undead, but that doesn't come into a whole lot of play. May get to see an early Lich kill with that. And then the Black Mage comes with an extra 10 MDef, which is going to be helpful early on with protecting us against some spells. And then if we pick up a White Mage, it'll come with an additional 20 HP, which is a nice little boost. But then the Fighter will come with plus 10 Strength, and that's probably about the best one, I think, across the board here. Aside from what we will not be seeing, the Black Belt coming with buff magic. Black Belt is only available on the first slot as a forced character. So we will not be seeing that anytime this seed.
We did have a conversation early on that Danny being the one rolling the seed. Oh, never mind, we're off. Let's go good magic. Everybody cross your fingers. Maybe there'll be good magic, maybe there'll be bad magic. We'll have to see what happens. Heal 2 and Expert coming in at level 1 white magic. We've got Ice, Cake, and Fast. You can have your cake and eat it too this morning on Speed Gaming. Looks like a Thief is available at the tavern this morning. Anything good? Alright, nothing. No key items at Coneria today. Both of our racers racing off to talk with our good friend Garland. As I was saying earlier, we did have Danny roll the seed. Danny's has a particular penchant for rolling black belt seeds, and I was really excited to see a solo black belt with buff magic racing their way through this seed, but we did not get that this morning. So, you know, maybe the curse is broken. Danny can roll seeds without black belts now, and the world is in chaos. So it's up to our racers to fix it.
I believe we're going to be seeing more black belts anytime soon. We do have
all right. Felissan taking
races.
on Garland first. We got Ice Magic coming out. Boom. Goes the dynamite. Wow, that was an ice with 272 on that damage. We do have the flag set this. Here we go. We've got Crystal from the King. And what does the Princess have for us? The Canal. All right, so it looks like we're going to make a quick pit stop at Matoya's on our way over to level 2 Magic. But, as I was saying, we have the flag set this seed, or this tournament, so that the level 1 magic, the ice, the fire, and the lit spells, along with the harm spell, do damage equivalent to their lit 3, fire 3, ice 3 equivalents on a solo target. So you'll see that ice do ice 3 damage to a solo target, which is why our runners were particularly interested in picking it up here.
That's something you see very often come into play with these flags. Usually we'll receive some type of more powerful sweeper magic, but with level 1 magic as it was, it's probably our best option to take down Garland and get a move on. Hopefully Provoca will provide us with some type of better magic so that we have some more utility with that red mage.
Or maybe you're feeling extra spicy this morning and you're hoping to see Dark, Slow Sleep and Sleep 2.
Oh god, no, never.
Not trying to caster jinx at all. Oh, we got lit 3. That's okay.
Okay, Lit 3 will do some damage for us, as well as Exit. Exit is a nice spell to find early on. We can get out of dungeons or caves a lot faster and get a move on with our day.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a huge fan of teleport magic. I would say if I'm going to order spells in the order that I would love to see them, it's going to be fast, teleport magic, temper, then nuke and fade. Just a quick hit list of my favorite spells in order.
Yeah, I would absolutely agree with that. Nuke and fade with tele magic, and then fast and temper, absolutely top tier magic. And Felissan, taking out the pirates, finding a piece of adamant. We'll be visiting our dwarven brethren on the other side of the continent here. Hopefully we can get something to get us a little bit further. We are going to need to find a canoe here, or potentially the ship if we want to have access to any more of the rest of the world.
Looks like so Budgemano's picking up his spells. We got Felissan on their way, looking to likely visit our dwarven friends. I think that's the only path forward at this point. But we'll see what happens. We did see a black mage as the tavern option in Provoca there. So we do have the tavern option open here. So any open slots in your party can be filled. One light warrior, one type of light warrior, I guess, is available per town. We did see a thief in Conaria, and we saw a black mage in Provoca. There's our canoe. We turned in our sturdy metal for a boat that floats on rivers. So, you know, logic that out for me. We're about to turn in our crown now. Gonna see the Dark King, or the Elven King. He's a nice old man. I don't think he'll do... Oh, just kidding. He's gonna attack us.
He's gonna do his best. That's for sure. Yeah, but Ice making short work. Ice being probably one of the most powerful level 1 spells. I think it has the highest damage range of the 3. So having that is actually probably the best option of the 3 that we could have found. It is worth noting that if we had a white mage, harm with these flags would actually be a single target damage, and it would have equivalent to, it's either harm 2 or harm 3. I don't remember exactly, but it's probably harm 3 if I had to guess.
3 down the board.
Yeah, typically harm is an hurt or a damage all spell as a sweeper. Harm being level 1 doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but with these flags, harm can be pretty interesting. But no white mage, so we're probably not going to be seeing that anytime soon today.
So a few notes here. We have seen some spectacular white magic at levels 3 and 4, including Lamp, Life 2, Cure 4, and Wall. So unfortunately, we're going to be out of luck on a few of those. We've got, looks like Life 2 might be out of bounds for us. We may be able to get that Cure 4, though, at level 1 at level 4. Alright, excuse me, slot 1, level 4. When it comes to black magic, level 3 almost came true for my prediction there. Dark, Confuse, Sleep 2, and Stop. But black magic level 4 did come in for us a little bit there with Fire 3, Quad X, Lit, and Zap. Hopefully we loaded up on the Fire 3 and Quad X. Quad X a favorite spell. If the opponent is under 300 HP, it will auto-kill them, unless they happen to be undead.
Okay, I was checking my chart of magic spells for the red mage, and it does seem like Life 2 is going to be locked out of us due to it being on the 4th slot, which is kind of sad and depressing. Hopefully we can find life magic elsewhere. We'll have to see how the seed progresses. Red mage having a restriction to magic makes it a little bit more difficult to utilize its spells. But Tier
Well, we
4
will,
is
I guess,
rather nice, so...
yeah, one item on the docket there though is we do have the white ninja and the dark knight flag set here. So the ninja, or the thief I should say, once promoted into a ninja will be able to learn levels 1, 2, 3, and 4 in white magic.
Oh, that's right. That is right. I did forget about that. So, Life 2, not exactly inaccessible to us. We will need to find that tail to have access to it, at least on Felissan's side. But Budgemano so far has not opted to fill in that fourth party slot yet. Potentially looking out for a fighter, if I had to guess. I don't believe we'd be picking up a white mage, but I could be wrong. Maybe Budge does feel Thief Carry is the way to go. I do feel that Fighter is probably the most powerful melee for this flag set, as we do have Excalibur as a incentivized gear item, and Excalibur, as we all know, does the most damage to most of the enemies in the game, aside from Chaos, and I think there's a handful of others that are considered untyped damage, but Excalibur having the hurt all property will allow us to do an additional 42 damage per hit, so that is very powerful.
Yep, that hurt all on the Excalibur is what makes it super powerful. It does have, I think, the highest just base power in the game of any of the swords. But it does have that hurt all, which only, I think Chaos is actually the only one that is resistant to that, which is awesome. It helps us carve through all 4 tier 1 fiends, all 4 tier 2 fiends, and then Chaos is just kind of the outlier there, which is why we're looking for something with a little bit more crit, because critical hits are the way to kill Chaos quickly.
Yeah, especially as we progress further. We progress further down the tournament with the scaling getting even higher and higher. Crits are definitely going to come into play a lot more for Chaos. If we don't have a Vorpal or a Katana, we're going to really hope to find that power bunk and temper rather early to get as much power on a weapon as we can. So we'll see if any of these things pop up for us.
Yeah, we did have Felissan picking up a Katana in the Volcano Armory there, so just one more reason, apart from that Life 2 there, to look for our tail and get ourselves promoted. Looking to get ourselves that ninja and red wizard status as soon as possible. But both our runners into the volcano. Felissan completed a quick circuit of the armory and that second floor. Then we're going to do some deep diving. We do have an incentive item in Deep Volcano, so likely going to be, what is that, the 5th floor of Volcano? The floor after this
something like that, yeah.
Is likely where we'll find our next incentivized item. So there are a ton of chests on this floor as well, so Volcano is relatively volcano rich because there are like 4 floors that have no chests on them whatsoever, so they are rather condensed. This floor does spiderweb a little bit, but we're going to be working our way through here. Wow, that was a tanky Cerberus. Took a 175 damage ice to the face and kept on chugging. But a second one at 167 takes it down. We picked up a shard. It looks like we're going to heal just a little bit because that was scary.
So chat calling out that Felissan actually reset out of the armory, so does not have that katana now. We know where it's at, so probably going to come back and pick it up later. But for now, we've decided that the armory was not worth our troubles. We want to grab those spell charges and use them on the deeper dungeon floors so we can get that incentive item and move on with our day. It's also worth noting for those of you that are not current on what the tournament does, we do have guards in marked boxes, which are guarded by local formations to the dungeon. So you can see there was a worm in that box, there's fires in those boxes, there's giants and iguanas in some of them. We will need to take down those enemies to get our shards and also our key items to get our progression. So our runners mostly looking for those X boxes. Other boxes are nice to find gear and stuff, but the main focus is hunting down those marked boxes for our progression.
Yeah, they're looking for Xboxes, but who doesn't want a PlayStation, right? We also have for our trap tiles today. We have the B-sided trap tiles, so that's super exciting. There's a lot of high experience, high danger formations that can appear on those B-side tiles. So excited to see if we find anything particularly spicy. Several of the highlight tiles, you can find a triple, or you can find a multi-eye tile, which is extremely high experience. You can also find an iron goal tile. Again, another high experience, maybe a little bit more difficult to chew your way through that one. But there are a ton of very interesting kind of tiles that you can stumble across. These B-sides are tiles that don't typically appear anywhere in the game, but are kind of the opposites or the reflections of other tiles that take place on the A side that you see in the normal game. You may notice on Budgemano's side, he does have the call shards different things flag checked, so he's picking up stones.
We're carrying a lot of weight with those stones. We're going to be collecting 28 of those, so that's going to be very heavy pockets. We'll have to see how that drags him down later on. But what would be a wheel?
That guy. Ugh, double R giant tile is my least favorite find when you're in Volcano, just because they can be tanky and they can hit kind of hard, and early volcano dives are absolutely on the menu in this tournament here. So, oh, and there goes Felissan's Thief with that big hit. All right, it's gonna come down to this. Oh no, we got to wipe out of Volcano. That's not what you want to see.
Yeah, I think that's the second wipe now out of Volcano, so not feeling too good about that.
Well, as I was saying, that double R giant tile can be rough. Just because of how tanky they are, they do hit pretty hard. You saw, there was a hit for 90 something, there was a hit for 70 something. That's a lot on these, relatively low level light warriors.
Yeah, for sure. And I think we ran out of Ice Magic there. Ice Magic would do extra damage to the R Giants, having the type advantage, but running out of it doesn't feel so good. So we're going to have to really decide which chest we want to pop open and which chest we're going to have to ignore to try to find that progression.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't really find a lot of quality gear. I mean, there was, a pro cape and a few other decent things that we'd like to have, but I would imagine Felissan is chugging right towards where she thinks the incentive item is, and then getting out of here as fast as possible.
Yeah, it's either going to be this box that Budgemano is working on right now, or there is only one other box it could be, which is the box that is guarded behind the vanilla red dragon tile, which is considered our vanilla incentive location for this dungeon. That is the last place it could be, but it does turn out that Budget is pulling the rod out of that chest, so we are hightailing it out of the volcano and going to be making a beeline for the Melman continent to head down into Earth Cave.
What did I say right before they started the race? Was it pulls rod out of volcano and we have to walk all the way and do rod stuff? Did I not say that at the beginning? I apologize. That's not the sort of thing that I wanted them to have to go through. I just wanted bad magic. So
I don't know. I enjoy a good fetch chain. I'm going good across the continent type deal. So it just helps showcase the execution between the runners and see who has the better pathing to get to where they need to go.
So both runners do have the key now. So we did see Budgemano stop into the armory at Elfland Castle. Gonna skip over the armory at Northwest Castle. Are we gonna do a dwarf dive? See what's in? Nope, not gonna check the dwarven treasury either. I would imagine. Are we gonna do a Canaria Castle check? Yep, we're gonna save right there. We're gonna walk all the way over to the castle, see what it is, and if it's something that we don't need right now, like maybe a defense sword, then we're gonna reset back to that spot and save ourselves a bunch of walking back and forth time.
I actually forgot that we had Canaria locked still on the table here, so it's going to be interesting to see what we pull out of here. It does look like it is a marked box, so that will be a key item of some sort. Being in the vanilla location, we will know ahead of time as we walk in there if it's going to be a key item or a piece of gear. It's worth noting that for whatever reason, the gear does not appear as a marked box due to how the flags work, and it considers the gear still as a rare equipment, and rare equipment is not inside of marked boxes. So a bit of a little weird interaction with the flags, but it does make it a little easier to locate those key items and know later on if we are looking for a certain piece of gear, if we are looking for a marked box, or if we have to full clear the contents of the unmarked boxes on the floors with incentive items.
And so we do have Felissan back into Volcano. Looks like checking other chests here.
That was the ruby pulled out of budgemano side out of Canary Castle's 1% flag, calling the lemonade. The ruby has many names, and the different flags allow you to label it as different things. So ruby and rod both pointing you towards the Melman continent.
Yeah, that's a great pickup by the runners, or by budgemano there specifically. Being able to clear the whole continent over here in one fell swoop is pretty nice. Level 5 white magic coming in hot there. Saw some good spells, but we are white mage list, so it doesn't make a huge difference for us. We got harm 3, harm 4, cure 2, and cure 3. Those harm spells are great in the hands of a white mage. As mentioned previously, it's got the extra damage, deals damage to non-undead packs. In the vanilla game, harm spells only did damage to undead creatures, which kind of made them suck. Because there's plenty of undead packs, but it's not crazy. As far as level 5 black magic, we did see that fire 2, slow 2 nuke, but that's going to be promotion locked nuke and then Brack.
Yeah, that always feels bad.
Slot at level 5 is always promotion locked, unfortunately.
Yeah, it always feels bad when something like nuke or warp or temper or fast lands in that location, preventing access until we do find that tail for that. I do believe the red mage has access to that slot as well whenever they promote to red wizard.
Yep.
So still having decent access to spells early on their late game.
You betcha. So an interesting story behind that is that level 5 black magic, that slot 3 in the vanilla game is warp. And so it being promotion locked for both the red mage and the black mage is not unintentional. Getting promotion required you to do get the floater, so you had to go to Ice Cave, which is much easier if you have warp, but you couldn't get warp in the vanilla game. And then you also have to do the Castle of Ordeals in order to get the tail in order to promote, and the Castle of Ordeals is also much easier if you have warp, but again, unavailable in the vanilla game. So it looks like it was an exploit that the original game left out intentionally, maybe.
It happens. The base game was a bit of a mess with the coding. Being that it was done by one person back in the late 80s, it does make sense that there comes along with some interesting bugs, some interesting plays with how everything works out. It does look like Felissan is having some issue with the stream connecting. We'll have to see if we can get her back on stream here soon.
Yep. I guess in the meantime, we do have budgemano making his Earth Cave dive, picking up some silver armor there, making his way through that vampire, about to use that rod to unlock that plate. I think it's interesting. I am one that is that prefers to take care of the golem first, to go over and do the Titan and see Sarda and figure out what's going on over there. Of course, risking that one of them could be chime locked, which is something we haven't talked much about. You know, we have the random chime lock. Normally in the vanilla game, the Mirage Tower is what is locked by the chime. In this version of the flag set, we are locked out of something random. So it could be Sarda, it could be it could be it could be the Cardia Islands, it could be waterfall, it could be whatever. So that's an interesting flag that has bonked me several times, I know. And I think every single runner I've talked to has come into a chime block at 1 or 2 occasions. So
Yeah, that chime block is sometimes it is very hilarious, and other times it feels absolutely disgusting for where it ends up. I know myself, it has hard locked progression in a few seeds in some very nasty locations.
ooh, we do that light axe. We will see. Yep, there we go. So that's where our blursings are coming into play here. Budgemano equipping that light axe to that thief, because that blessing upon the thief is allowed them to equip axes. So that's probably the best weapon that a thief is going to be able to equip prior to promotion. Don't skimp on the light axes, friends. Moving right along, we are going to see our friend Lich 1 here in a hot minute.
Yeah, with Fire 3, Lich shouldn't be too hard to take down as well with that light axe. That light axe is going to deal some pretty nice type damage to Lich, so could see a 1 or maybe a 2-round fight here. Get through, grab 2 more shards from Lich. It is worth noting that Lich and Carry both hold 2 shards for the Fiend kill, and Kraken and Tiamat will hold 4 shards for their kills.
Ooh, Ice 2 coming out immediately from that Lich. We don't have anything hitting particularly hard. Not going to be a round 1 kill here on that Lich, but we're coming out with our spells. We got the single target fire spell, going to deal a decent amount of damage. That was 216, taking down that Lich. And we got Budgemano lighting an orb for us. Lighting that earth orb, snagging 2 shards for himself. And now I would imagine we're going to go turn in that ruby and see what the Titan holds and what Sarda holds for us today.
Oh, another katana being pulled out of Titan's Trove. 2 marked boxes, though. So we're going to see what we are able to pull out from here.
All right, so unfortunately, it looks like we do have a forfeit coming in on Felissan's side due to the technical issues. So we may have... Looks like the racers are talking about what to do. So we'll have Budgemano continuing on here for a little bit. Looks like we picked up the herb and we picked up the cube. We can turn both of those in and see what happens.
Yeah, I believe it was herb and bottle being pulled out over here. Herb, bottle, and cube, so herb is definitely our next play.
All right, so in this case, looks like we're gonna have a race critique of Budgemano at this point. So tournament rules, I guess, state that Budgemano's still got to finish out the race if we're accepting a win on his half here. I think the racers are going to agree to a kind of a game 3 winner take all sort of situation for their next race. So with that, we'll have Budgemano. What do we pull out of the herb? Is that the TNT?
Yes, get rid of that Hooray Dwarf. Hooray Dwarf knows what she did. She's in the way. She deserves to be taken out. That's my opinion.
All right. I mean, that's our first divide here, Mecklin, because the Hooray Dwarf is the bringer of friendship and happiness, and everyone should celebrate his health and wellness. So,
No. She blocks my path too often. She deserves to go.
All right. Looks like we are diving our Dwarven armory here. Gonna pick up a shard or two. I think that I have been disappointed by the Dwarven armory more than once. And we got nothing. We got one shard and handfuls of disappointment.
That seems to be about what the Dwarven Armory holds for us. Every once in a while, you might find a ribbon down there, but it's mostly just disappointment.
Is budgemano's boat a turtle?
Yeah, these are actually sprites that were engineered by Barber for this tournament specifically, based off of the theme of the tournament. So, the canoe is a frog on a log. Due to copyright, we cannot exactly name that frog what we would like to, but it is what it is. The boat is a Studebaker, and the airship is a hot air balloon.
Oh. Well, I look forward to a floater grab to see said hot air balloon.
It's pretty nice, actually. I think the sprite work is fantastic.
All right. So another important question here: how do you denominate the pillars?
Up, down, and then 1 through 4, obviously. But it's up, down for me. It makes it easier to remember my way through.
Oh boy, there's top bottom, there's 1 2 3 4, and then there's close and far, and that way I remember which rooms we're hitting. Because one of them is my brain cannot compute the offset pillars being a top and a bottom. My brain refuses to accept that.
Oh, okay. I think that's why I go up, down. I don't know. It makes sense for me.
Sure.
But yeah, I do know some.
I'm not saying you're crazy. I'm saying I'm crazy.
Oh, okay. I mean, well, there are people that label them as 1 and 2 as well, and I think those people are probably a little bit more on the crazier side than you for labeling as such. I feel like I would get too confused with those numbers having the 4-pillar room as well. But that's just
floater time. Ooh, a mage stick. That's also a good pickup here. Gonna cast fire too. Maybe give our thief a little firepower in the magic department.
Yeah, we're gonna swing with that light axe for this mummy pack and get another shard for it. So yeah, floater allowing us access to the rest of the world. More than likely going to be heading to the Cardia Isles. Seems to be the play. There is a number of boxes there that are rather free to grab. The only thing is that any of the marked boxes will have a box full of dragons due to how the local formations are. So we'll have to fight a few dragons to get through, but it is going to net us a decent chunk of experience as well.
I was going to say, I actually love doing Cardia for the amount of experience that you can potentially pick up here. One of the boxes, this box in particular, or this set in particular, the 3 or 4 Gasties, is one of the highest experience packs in the game that you could potentially see. So getting that huge experience boost is awesome. Budgemano's sitting at about level 17 right now. So I would expect us to hit level 18 or beyond with this pack here, getting that experience from these particular gas dragons. We're about to see that in a second here. Maybe, please, don't let me down. There we go. All right, yeah, so we saw 7,600 experience or so picked up. Worth noting that as we pick up more shards or stones in Budgemano's particular case here, they do have an experience boost, so it's like 2.5% experience per shard, netting, what is it, like 12.5% per 8 or something like that? I forget what it is exactly. my numbers are drunk there. I know that they don't pop out accordingly. So
I was gonna say
don't do
it's
math
too
on
early
Twitch.
to do math on stream too.
For those of you who are Vorpal lovers, we did just pick up a Vorpal +5. Great sword only because of its high critical hit rate. So has one of the highest critical hit rates in the game, and it makes it excellent for taking down fiends like Chaos. It has the unfortunate side effect of having a relatively low actual damage criteria on it. So when you're looking to hit things without fast or without temper, it can be a little lackluster if you're not getting the crits that you so desire.
And I think the katanas that we pulled were +3, if my memory serves me right. Oh, they're +4. Ooh, so that katana is still going to be better than that Vorpal +5. But we can put that Vorpal on the Red Wizard post promotion. So a little bit of extra damage coming out of that Red Wizard could be nice for Topher.
All right, Budge, we're going to see a waterfall dive here. We're still looking for our musical instrument. We're looking for our lute. That's kind of our last key item that will kind of bust open the seed a little bit for us. So when it comes to general tracking on the seed, we're looking to you need the key and you need the musical instrument, the lute. Those are the two required items to get into the Temple of Fiends. And then after that, you also need, in this flag set, 28 shards. So getting 28 shards, the loot, and the key, all you need in order to get into the final dungeon. It is worth noting that our thieves do have lockpicking turned on, so in this flag set, when they hit level 22, they are able to open locked doors without the key. So I guess we didn't even need the key in this particular flag set, but our thief in this instance is not yet level 22. So, key's helpful there.
Yeah, it seems to be that if you have a thief in your party, you're going to find the key early. And if you don't have a thief in your party, then you're never going to find that key until the last possible moment. Seems to be how it goes.
Yep, that is the FFR special. So we did pick up the ruse stick there, and there's our tail, which is fantastic for Budge here. But we did pick up the ruse stick, which is absolutely worth noting is a self-cast ruse item, much like the defense sword is. Ruse stick and defense sword are the two items in the game that allow a self-cast of an evasion spell, the ruse spell specifically. And 6 stacks of ruse, or 6 stacks of evasion are max evasion, so ruse casts 2, and in the Invis 2 spell will cast 1 stack of evasion across all your party members. So
finding that ruse stick, probably not going to have to hunt down that defense sword, although now that we have found the ruse stick, we are probably going to stumble across the defense sword as we go, looking for the power bonk. I would definitely want to find that power bonk, giving us free cast of Saber on a party member. Really beneficial, giving us extra damage and slightly increased better hit.
This is true. We did see temper, but temper is level 6, so we're not going to have an abundance of temper casts here.
Yeah, definitely not. All right, that little bit of hesitation we've seen there from Budge is just this is about the time during the seed when the incident with Felissan's computer is happening, so it's going to take a little bit for Budge to move along here as we're doing a bit of back-end conversations. It is noting that this is our races are delayed 10 minutes on stream just for safety purposes, so it's going to take a little bit, but we are going to dive into C. We do have that Oxio. We have that key to get inside the mermaid prison. Probably looking to find that power bonk or that loot, as you said, so we can get on our way. I have not been able to know what the shard count is.
Did you just call it the mermaid prison?
Yeah, mermaid prison. That's what it is.
That's where Kraken has thrown the mermaids?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the flag is labeled as mermaid prison at least, so I like to call it that way. Yeah.
Okay.
Mermaid
all right.
Prison
Name the
flag.
flag. All right. I didn't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. For those of you that do not know, the mermaid floor has a special flag in the randomizer where all of the doors become a locked door, and it essentially locks up all of the items available to us. So yeah, that's why I refer to it that.
Yeah, that makes 1,000% sense. It's called that, so that's what we should call it. Um, for the Sea Shrine, we have got an incentive item here somewhere. It's going to be behind a locked door is how that logic works. So locking all of the doors here in the mermaid room, or the mermaid prison, I guess I should call it now. Locking all the doors in the mermaid prison makes it so that the incentive item can show up anywhere on the mermaid floor. Additionally, the sea room, that of infamy is also a locked room, and that room can also contain our item. So we'll have to see if it's here on this floor. Otherwise, we know exactly where it is. Bye, mermaids. Bye, mermaids. Something, something, soda, bubbles, corp, something, something. You're welcome, Oslato. Looks like we haven't picked up much so far. Man, I have had so many disappointing mermaid prisons, shard-wise. This is our first, looks like our first shard of the mermaids. Maybe our only shard of mermaids.
I think it's the only shard we've seen so far.
That rockle had more than 300 HP. Or no, rockles are not alive and so can't be killed by Quad X, right? Am I getting that right? I think that's right.
I believe that is correct. I think that's how that logic works out. I know it doesn't work on any of the undead except for maybe Lich.
Nope, doesn't work on Lich.
Doesn't work on Lich. Okay, that is good to know. Budge opting to skip out on the incentive room and heading towards the TFC room. Probably going to find our item there more than likely. We did notice we didn't have any other marked boxes, so probably going to be here. If not, we're going to have to go back out and check out whatever that item is.
Yeah, then we know well, it could be the power bonk, because that's not going to have an X on it.
Yep. Yeah, it looks like we're heading straight back on over. Find out which box it's going to be inside of.
Okay, yeah, he's going back for it. I guess I wouldn't have blamed him for skipping out on it after walking forward, walking back, walking out. Feels bad to kind of skip around like that.
There it is. That is what we were hunting down.
Power bonk.
That's what we wanted to find.
Just a quick exit cast away. Maybe.
Yeah, it looks like we're at 17 shards. So still need to hunt down 11 more. Looks like we are heading back for Kraken. So we'll get 4 more shards from the Kraken Co. Maybe we can pick up a shard or 2 along the way as well. There's a decent number of boxes on that side.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as far as shards and everything goes at this point, we're in really, really good shape. We've got plenty of shards for where we're currently at. We're looking, we still need to find our loot, and so there's probably going to be some checks involved with that. Granted, we have a turn-in or 2 that we need to take care of. We can still do, I don't think we've done the slab, so we got to take care of that. And there's still something up in Sky, so we're gonna still have to figure out. We're gonna figure out what one or both of those items are. So we'll be opening some boxes along the way. Plenty of room to absolutely get our loot, but the loot is the focus right now. There we are, picking up another stone along the way, making it so we only need 10 more. Kraken here, gonna give us an additional 4 once we take them down, putting us down to only 6 required left. So we're going to be in really good shape here heading into the end.
Oh yeah, we haven't seen a shop item yet either, so that's going to more than likely be in Gaia at this point. I think that's the only item shop we have not seen checked.
Yep. Taking the ghost pack. Ghosts are always scary because they hit extra hard.
Yeah, it's pretty jarring whenever you see them one-shot one of your characters.
Especially because
Not always
usually
fun.
you have some levels heading into C. I mean, here we are hitting level 21. Throw some Cure 4s onto the characters. We're going to check some more chests here to see if we can get as many shards as possible. Coming up with just a bunch of money.
So far, these boxes pretty dry for shards. We're not even going to bother checking that room with the one chest in it. It is behind 2 trap chests. Not even going to bother with it. Makes sense.
Oh, here we go. 2 more shard chests here in Sharknado room.
Yeah, so this will net us about 23 shards leaving here. And we need 5 more to go. So we will likely find those as we progress through Sky, looking for that loot.
So I guess, are you thinking that are you looking at a clear look at items that are available to us and do Sky last, or do you do Sky first, knowing that you still have a handful of shards that need to happen?
I think personally, I don't know, because it's a tough decision, because if we have some turn-ins, we can go do them and we can find the loot, and then potentially only need to find 1 shard and then make our way up through Tia, or we could also happen to full clear Sky, find 5 shards, and then find the loot, and then we don't need to fight Tia. So it's kind of a hard decision to make. I think me personally, I would want to just head into Sky. It is going to net us some extra levels, a little bit more safety. Our party members are going to have some low HP rolling into Topher. Even with a 3-man party, having the experience spread out a little bit better for our party, we are going to end up with a rather low HP count. As you can see, we still have not reached that 400 mark to make us safe from a nuke. And as we know, nuke being the first spell to come out from Lich 2 with this flag set.
Quick question in chat from Danny. Have we found a ribbon yet? I do not believe so.
I haven't seen one been spotted yet either.
Yep.
So that is something to look out for as well.
Yeah, I think back to the question of what to do next. I think having the exit spell is the thing that makes this complicated, because we're able to head up into Sky, grab whatever we need, whatever we want, and exit right out. You don't have to take it all the way to the end. Ooh, dark hits everyone. That's unfortunate. Looks like we're going with a magic approach. The lit axe does not deal damage unless you are to non-undead, unless you are the white mage.
Do we not have charges for that Cure 4?
Yeah, I'm interested in that. I'm trying to see as we're scrolling through, because Cure 4 will cure the dark affliction. We have 2 charges of Cure 4, so we could cure it, but looks like we're going to magic our way through. That was a big lit 3, 358. That was big damages there. 270 from that one. Wow, maybe we just need lit 3. Maybe it's just lit 3 and a prayer. Coming up with the quad X here. Gonna see, are we below 300? That we are. Kraken 1 goes down with that quad X. Ooh, we're gonna run into the last second lobsters. Take out the thief. Just a parting gift from the Sea Shrine.
Yeah, it's doing the Sea Shrine is doing its best to prevent us from getting those shards from Kraken.
What I'm envisioning here is a quick stop for promotion, and then a likely dive into Sky, but we'll see what budgemano decides to do.
Yeah, we are now 4 shards to go mode, as well as that loot. So looks like we are heading down to Melman to turn in, oh no, we are going into Sarda now. Did budgemano possibly reset out of its item? I think this was the bottle. Yes, okay, so that's what happened here. We reset out of the bottle. So going to turn in that slab, going to turn in that bottle, see if we can grab the loot from that, and then it's a quick trip through to Tia to get our last 4 shards.
Did he translate the slab? Or are we abandoning slab?
I assume that we did at some point. I don't remember where slab was. Let's look at these notes. We got slab from Astos, so we probably translated that slab.
Let's see what our shop item is. Survey says chime.
Well, it wouldn't be something to get to Mirage Tower to find out that Mirage was, in fact, the chime lock location after all.
seems likely at this point. I mean, what could it have been? It could have been. I mean, it could have
March or
been.
ice, I think.
It could have been Dragon. It could have been our
Oh,
promotion hole.
that's
That
true.
could
It
be
could have been Bahamut. Yeah.
There's our fighter. We're gonna pick up a fighter. We've got a level 1 fighter. Interesting.
Yeah, we had. I saw dragon armor being picked up, as well as we did just grab the X-Cal from the bottle turn-in. So we're going to get a lot of levels on that knight to make it any bit viable, but gonna get some quick levels as we progress through Sky, because I feel like that is where the game is pointing us towards next.
So one interesting point though, if we get that knight, so it will be a black knight, so it will be able to learn the fast spell at level 1. So if we can get that fighter to, or that knight, excuse me, to level 16, 17, it'll have a a cast or two of fast available to it, and kind of be able to assist in the powering up of our likely higher level ninja.
Yeah, kind of more of like a Hail Mary play of if everything goes wrong, at least we still have this as a backup. The knight going to be able to tank a lot more damage than most of our other party members will, as that is their ideal function, with the higher HP, the access to all the better armors. So we'll see how that plays out for us. We did opt to promote before turning in the slab. Makes sense, as we do have the Lefane Superstore turned on. So we can turn in the slab and stock up on all of our magic in one go.
There's our loot.
Yeah, the Limerick. Fun percent flag for the loot. Having multi-instrumentalist Sarah, we can have a wide range of instruments or other musical items. Sometimes it's a song.
All right, so our ninja is going to have Ruse, Life 2, Cure 4, and Wall available to it, which is pretty solid. And there we are, picking up fast on that knight. We're also going to pick up our Lit 3, just go through our solid early level spells, of which we did not have a ton for black magic this time, but didn't pick up the Quad X though. We are going to pick up the nuke on our mages here that we were promotion locked out of earlier. A level 5 nuke is nothing to shake a stick at, something that we can easily make use of. And then temper at level 6, something that we really do like to see.
Yeah, not sure we're going to have too many charges of temper, but it's nice just to have at least a few to help boost up whichever melee we are going to be focusing on. And my guess is the ninja being the higher level, unless we do find a decent grind here and we decide to take that knight solo to the moon, but unlikely at this point in the game. We want to get this done. The ninja has the higher levels. We'd probably focus that as our melee. We do have the katana and the power bonk, so more than likely going to be going that direction.
Yep, gonna pick up. Oh, not gonna pick up a shard.
Now we're 4 to go. We're looking for gear at this point. We're looking for that ribbon. That'd be my guess is what we're going for. We do know at this point that the defense sword has to be in sky as well. Not in the mirage checks, only in the sky, due to how the flags are labeled random sky as opposed to random in general or random mirage. So we are gonna pop open these unmarked chests, hoping to find a ribbon, and then potentially hoping to find the defense sword for some additional safety.
Yeah, I guess my only hesitation against taking shard boxes is that it's a decent amount of experience. And experience is what we're sorely lacking right now. What is it? We're the thief red mage. Yeah, 24. We're just hitting 24 on our other at least the ninja character. So grabbing some easy experience here from these boxes. I should put easy in quotes because sometimes these encounters are less than friendly. But grabbing some easy experience here is kind of what we need. We need as much experience as possible. I think you know, with Topher at the scalings that it is, it's going to be relatively unfriendly to Ninja Party just because the Ninja's going to have less HP and needs a little more durability in order to make it through. So, I mean, personally, I would love to see that Ninja hitting, you know, 28, 29, 30 before we're hitting Topher at a minimum, just to make sure that we have a little bit more of that HP, a little bit more of that durability.
Yeah, especially considering that Ninja's the only party member with that Life 2 spell, so we definitely want to have as much HP as we can there. I am confused about not taking that marked box on the first floor and then taking 2 of them in the greater than less than. Maybe it's just as we know where that shard's at in case we find the defense sword rather quick up here. I'm not too sure.
So we're going to do a quick check. Looks like there are 2 Xboxes in this room. The bad men are bad. Quick note. Just like the mad cats are mad. Don't forget it. Nuke. Quickly taking down our bad men. We're going to see what's in this Xbox. Odds are on shard, but we find shard. Got our second batch of bad men here. Gonna take them down real quick. Gonna see what pops out of this chest. It's either gonna be our defense sword or another stone. If it's a
defense sword will be an unmarked box.
Oh, that's true. So
yeah.
This stone will be go mode. Do we duck and run for Topher, or do we take more? Looks like we're going for more.
I'm glad that we did. We find that ribbon finally. Picked up our soul ribbon.
It's ribbon time, baby. Now we get out, right? Nope, we're gonna keep going.
Yeah, we're gonna clear out the room and see if we can pick up that defense sword or another ribbon just in case. But now we're out of here. We are Topher ready. So, having already picked up magic, the only other thing I could think we could maybe want is maybe some more heal pots, but it does look like we are going to head directly in. Yeah, we do have a full stash of heal pots, so we are Topher ready.
Yep, so let's see, we've got, I keep missing 15. We're level 15 on that fighter, level 24, I believe, still on that ninja, so we'll have to see how well we fare. We do have the Excal on that fighter, so it is going to have that hurt all advantage against these fiends here. So here comes that nuke. Wow, just rolling on through immediately, knocking everyone to a knee and taking down that black mage. Big hit, 428 from that Excal, 5 hits, 355 from that katana, taking down Lich 2, but at what cost? That was a lot of damage. And rolled on through our characters there. We just have that one life 2 cast. Are we going to use it to bring that black mage back up? Survey looks like no at this point.
Yeah, it looks like we contemplated there for just a brief moment, but decided it's probably best to hold off that life spell for later in case our knight or our red mage go down, as I think the red mage probably has a bit more utility than the black mage can serve us.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a relatively scary dive. I mean, we are only level 24 at most here. And with the increased scaling of our fiends here, this has the potential to be, you know, a clench-worthy dive. But Rub comes out. Was that Rub?
That was Rub that landed on the knight, yeah.
Just takes him down. We did not find anything to help him resist that, and being a lower level, he didn't have the MDef to resist any of it. So, here we are. We're back to our 2-man party. 2-man strats, the way it was meant to be. So, we do have Mid Topher, which I think is my favorite flag for this tournament. Mid Topher allows us to skip a lot of the intermediary floors, jump immediately from the first floor of Topher to the Lich floor of Topher, and gets us rolling here. Also adds some shortcuts so you can take a less circuitous route to each of the fiends. Ink rolling on down just hits on the red mage. We got the fast coming out from the red mage. Here we go. We're swinging. We are going to hit the temper spell there. From the ninja, we got 4 hits for 338. Lit 2 rolling down. Temper comes out from that red mage. Here we go. We're hitting. We're nuking. What do we got here? Another 400 damage there. Nuke coming out. Going to do 300 damage on that one. This should be, I mean, increased scaling is here, but this should be it. Do we have it? Maybe. 4 hits, 339. Not quite there. Nuke comes out. 142 takes down Kraken 2. We escaped. And that Kraken did not strike down any Light Warriors, thankfully. That was a particularly spell-happy Kraken there. I think if Kraken just would have come out swinging, likely would have knocked down one or both of those Light Warriors.
Yeah, spell-happy Kraken is what we want for sure. Man, these airs on this floor are putting up a decent fight, trying to walk our way to Tiamat in victory.
Yeah, Budgemano's facing some headwinds.
Alright.
This floor blows. Any other any other wind puns we can make?
It's too early for me to think of any puns.
All right, heading into our Tia 2 fight, we're going to have a Ruse Stick. We're going to have a Fast Cast. Ruse Stick comes out. Kabam. Fast comes out. Good job. Ooh, we get a hit there, but it's only for 93 damage, so not terrible. We're going to heal real quick. Bane comes out, takes down that red mage immediately. All right, we're just down to Ruse, Power Bonk. Here we go. We did get that Fast out, so we should be okay as long as we can escape some of these other spells. We're going to get Power Bonk. We're going to Power Bonk again. Thunder comes out. 70 damage. Power Bonk coming out again. We're going to fight. We're going to start swinging. Here we go. We've got 7 hits, 3 hits. Ooh, that was not as much damage as you want to see. Here we go. 5 hits, 900 damage. There we go. Much, much better. Here we go. Another swing. And 2 hits, 107. Ooh, that's not what we want to see either. Lit 2 coming out. We're getting a little low on HP. 400 damage coming out there. Taking down Tia 2. Woo! That was a little scary, but we do have that Life 2 cast on that ninja, and I would say this is probably the time we want to use it. Heading into Chaos, we've got 1 cast left. Ready, steady, rock and roll.
Yeah, we did pick up that red mage. Red mage does have more utility, so it makes sense.
Here's Chaos. We got the Ruse Stick coming out. We got Fast coming out. We know the game plan. We know what we're doing here. Ice 3 coming out from Chaos. Early big spell. Getting that out of the way. We got the Fast out. Here comes some Temper. Here comes a Ruse Stick. We're going to keep on buffing our team. Keep on powering them up. Lit 3 comes out. Rolls down the team. Not as much damage as you would necessarily expect. We've got Power Bonk with a Temper coming out. More Temper. Gonna power that ninja up a little bit more. We want him to do as much damage as possible. Crack rolls down the party. Not gonna take anybody out this time. Not today, Crack. Power Bonk comes out. Cure 4 gonna go out, making sure that ninja's at tip-top HP. Good thing it did, because that Inferno did quite a bit of damage there. Gonna Cure 4 onto that Red Mage, keeping him on his feet. We got more Power Bonk coming out. Chaos hits, Chaos misses. Coming on down, we've got the Red Mage gonna throw out another Cure 4. Good thing too, because that swirl was devastating. 4 hits, 800 damage. We're gonna start swinging. We got another swing. We got, ooh, we're gonna fight with that Red Mage. Ooh, that was a lot of, maybe a lot of damage? I missed it.
Like 1200, that was a decent swing.
All right, Tornado rolling on down the party. We got that Nuke coming out, gonna do 178 damage. Big swing from the Ninja, 682 damage coming out there. Come on, buddy. Cure 4 coming out. Got to make sure that Ninja stays up. 4 hits, 905 damage. Takes down Chaos. GG's to Budgemano.
GG's.
All those GG's floating on the screen. With that, we are joined in the booth here by the one and only Budgemano. Hey, bud.
Hey.
GG's, man.
Thank you. That was a fun one. It's unfortunate that Felissan took the computer crashed and couldn't finish it up. She's a very good racer, so it's, you don't want to get the win this way, but we have a game 3 coming up, so I think we'll take a little winner take all action there.
So what you're trying to say is it was an intentional ploy to increase the excitement around the games. We wanted to get that game 3. We wanted the rubber match.
I guess you could say that.
All right.
Well, I won't complain if Felissan took the fall for me there, so I could get to game 3.
All right. Joining us in the booth as well, we've got Felissan joining us. GG's. I'm so sorry about the PC crash. How are you doing?
GG's? Well, to be fair, even if my PC didn't crash, I was pretty far behind from that volcano. Usually one mage is enough, but not today.
Yeah, the volcano was not particularly kind to you there, so it's it felt like it was getting a little out of hand there, so it was very unfortunate. And I guess sometimes that's just the way the technology decides to treat us.
Yeah, to give an idea of my pace, at the time of the crash, so it was 10 minutes after we were on stream, so probably 29:30. I was all the way to Elfland from Earth Cave.
Okay.
So I
Gotcha.
was a couple minutes behind Budge.
Understood. All right. Well, budgemano, over to you. Talk us through the decision to pull in that fighter at 43 minutes into the seed.
I mean, I've been looking for it the whole game, so I was going to take it when I found it. I think I had the X-Cal at that point.
Yes, you did.
So I figured, 1, you could take some punches. 2, even a low-level fighter with an X-Cal with the settings for the elemental damage in the flags is still going to do decent damage.
Yeah, I think
thought
Danny
it could
did
be-
call out in chat that fighter did have more HP than your ninja did heading into Topher already.
I meant to go out to Rub, which is just funny, but it worked out fine. I had the katana. The Vorpal was worthless on the red mage, but that dive was dicey. I think I probably would have taken it even if Felissan was still in the race. I was willing to be a little more aggressive since I knew I just had to finish it out. But I got through. I had the 1 life cast and a prayer.
Yeah, that was surprisingly smooth. I'm used in this tournament to seeing ninjas really struggle with tofu scaling.
Yeah, I think the
Yeah,
fiends were
agreed.
kind in terms of the spells, and I don't think it really took any early punches or any big punches. That's where you really have to fear with the low HP. So
Yeah, you got. I mean, I know I called it out, but Kraken 2 didn't really swing at you at all, which I think was a blessing because that could have been devastating.
yeah, and typically with a ninja, I was doing 2 ruse and then going to temper just because relying a little bit on the base agility of the ninja to give me some defense. But just being a little aggressive on that dive because I knew I was a little soft on the defense.
Absolutely. Mecklin, any notes?
No, nothing from here. I think covered everything.
All right. Anything? I guess any final thoughts, Felissan?
I don't really have much to say other than GG. A smooth run.
Wonderful. And over to you, budgemano.
Yeah, GG's to Felissan as well, and thanks for everybody getting up early to man the race and to watch and everything. It was good fun. Looking forward to game 3.
Absolutely. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this morning here on Speed Gaming. If you are interested in more information, getting involved in the Final Fantasy Randomizer community, we do have our Discord. We do have plenty of programs to help people learn, help people get set up, help people figure out how to navigate how some of these flags work and everything. We have an excellent program and excellent support. It's a great group of people if you want to get to know anything about the randomizer. So I encourage you all to join if you can. Absolutely feel free to follow these runners as well. They are both excellent at this randomizer. So absolutely, toss them a follow if you want to see some more quality Final Fantasy randomizer action. With that, I'll bid you adieu and have a fantastic Saturday, everyone. Thank you.